it is possible to have a relationship with someone who is an avoidant. I've been having some conversations recently with people who have been in relationships with so-called avoidant people, and it sounds like it's been a really painful experience for a lot of them. Um, I'm hearing that they feel abandoned and kind of ignored and left behind, and they feel as though the other person shuts down and doesn't really want to engage in the relationship. And that makes total sense. That would be really painful if you're someone who values connection and intimacy and closeness. So I can understand why this is a real topic that people are wrestling with. That being said, I am in a relationship with someone who would be considered avoidant. Um, we've been together for 5 years, and we have both really consciously explored our attachment styles and the way that they interact with each other. And I would say that we've really successfully overcome that. It's very obvious when those types of behaviors come online for both of us, and we acknowledge them and let them exist. But that doesn't mean that we let those behaviors run the show. Yeah, because the thing is, if that becomes the thing that drives the relationship, or it's there in the background all the time, it's not going to end well. Let's put it that way. It just causes so much pain and suffering, and it's there really has to be a way to work with those and overcome them. And I don't think any long-term relationship can be founded where that is the basis of it. And yeah, it's totally possible. And I actually went to a workshop very early on in my relationship with my current partner, and and in that in the workshop they were saying how you probably shouldn't get into a relationship with someone who's avoidant or anxious, because it's not going to end well. And yeah, I'm so glad I ignored that advice and decided to work with it anyway, because it's been really worth it, and we've both, for the most part, really moved into a space of being very securely attached. And I guess I just wanted to share maybe a little bit about what it actually takes. I work with people, other couples who deal with this pattern a lot. It's very common, and one thing that's really crucial is to identify the pattern when it's happening. So if one of you is running away and the other person is seeking more connection but not getting it, there's a whole dance that plays out, a whole drama, and it's very painful. And I believe it's crucial to understand what starts it, how you maintain it, the types of stories that you tell yourself about it, the types of stories that you tell yourself about the other person, and it's really important to be able to switch gears and get on the same team as each other and work against the pattern, rather than having the pattern control you both and have you working against each other. So getting really conscious about step by step, like micro step after micro step. I feel this way, and then I start telling myself that she's leaving, or she doesn't care about me, or da 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 da, and then I start to crave more closeness, and I want to, I feel needy, and I want to just, I want to start controlling her. So that's the type of self-awareness that is necessary, I believe, in order to um, overcome the pattern. And I would actually just, let's take a step back. I think there's an even broader uh, agreement that really needs to be in place. A container for the relationship. And if that's not there, then nothing's going to work. And the way that I would explain that container is it's about both agreeing that this relationship that we're in is like we're both in it fully, 100%. There's no 1 foot in, 1 foot out. There's no, oh, I'm just sort of testing to see if this feels good or not. My belief is that when you fully commit and the other person also fully commits, then you can build a space from which it's actually safe to explore some of those patterns that we might have without it being a threat to either of us. So then it becomes like the anxious attachment pattern and the avoidant attachment pattern are much more seen just as safety mechanisms or behaviors rather than like who I am or who my partner is. So it's much more like I can see it with a lot more compassion then. My partner, when she wants to have space to herself, it's actually she's not feeling that safe, and she wants to get more safety by having space. And I fully understand that now. I never used to, because it always felt like, viewing it through my lens, closeness is what brings safety, not distance. But I understand there's different perspectives. But now I have that awareness because we've talked about it so much, and we've seen it play out and then unpacked it after it had happened, and it's just become really obvious now that these are just safety mechanisms, and it's fine. Like, it's not the end of the world if those happen. It's actually a really great way to be able to deepen the connection with each other. It's fantastic. If you can have that come up in your relationship and consciously work through it, man, it makes you really tight. Makes you just, it builds a lot of trust. You have to be able to trust the shit out of each other and yourself in order to work through something like that. So if you've felt like, the person you're with is avoidant and therefore, that's just who they are, and there's nothing that can be done about that. I just wanted to, just throw out this perspective here because I know that it's possible, and I've also seen it working with other couples as well. When I do coaching with them, I can see the progress that happens with them. But what it does require from both people is a commitment to change, and the commitment to honestly seeing myself and the way that I contribute to the dynamic that's happening there. Yeah. So I hope that helps. And if you've been feeling some painful stuff coming up, and you've learned a little bit about avoidance and anxious attachment patterns, I hope this gives you a little bit of hope and trust that things can be different. It just takes a lot of work, and it's worth it. Okay, bye-bye.